Don't. Okay. Oh, hello. It's okay. Yeah. Good day from sunny Australia. Okay, I see you guys coming in. Move the chat to the top. Mm, like you did. Good Mitch. Hello from NYC. Hello. Sound is going well, right? Now, I think we are now getting used to this. Sound is going well. Now I can check because in our last session, the sound was not coming in, right? I will put some of the photos and we will greet. So from today, we have some updates. We can see how many people joined this live. In the screen, you can see like there are number 17, right? 17? I think it was a good choice to move the time schedule an hour later because I can't rephrase. France. Hello. I know that there are quite a lot of people watching from France and also Sweden, Norway, those countries. But wow, good to hear from you in the chat. And I don't want my hand to hide the chat. How can I move this screen a little bit? Maybe like this. Okay. Shalom from Traverse City, Michigan. Michigan. That that is so funny. I can't help but read that. Kim Jong-un health very bad condition. Why is that funny? Okay, Kim Jong-un. Yeah, Kim Jong-un stuff is also important, but guys, there are much more important things going on in this earth right now. Mm. Let us begin. So I read some of the comments like you said, okay, let's talk. 47. Do you see the number? Like, oh, it's hiding my face. I saw some of the comments telling me that, oh, Kaiba is going to be so tough for you to. Let me turn off some kind of machine beside this. Excuse me. Just turned on. It was just turned on. So weird. What's up, friends? You look extra beautiful tonight, Kaiba. Thank you. Hi, Kaiba. Doesn't Kaiba Ka mean God? Mm, okay, I understand. I will explain it to you again. So the name Kaiba means Ka, charisma, He, head, and Va, vast heart. So it means head, heart, and so Kaiba. So next time somebody will ask the name of my name, please answer it on behalf of me. Thank you. Yeah. It's a good sign that everybody is coming in. Hello, Kaiba, watching from Atlanta. Atlanta. Hi. I was in, Atlanta, transferring from. Yes, yeah, head, heart, and soul. Thank you. 17 of us. Yeah, there were 17 of us, but now it's 47. And before we have enough amount of people to start the main content, it's not gonna because like our last session regarding Epstein was too direct. There was nothing quite analogical or coded anything. So it was very restricted in the end. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of made the membership to make the videos membership only. I knew it was coming when I say the truth. The slaves of knowledge, I really try to refrain from using this phrase, but I can't. The slaves of knowledge, the frogs who want to shout out and who want to cover up, it happened. So this time I'm going to be quite coded. So that's one of the reasons why I did. I think I don't want this photo. Not now. Not now. Maybe. So there are many. Oh, there are many people who don't want the truth going on. Ah, okay. Can proceed to explain picture. Yeah, I will tell you briefly about my holiday. It is holiday season in South Korea from Monday to Wednesday. So I don't know. I'm not sure if all of you are aware. So Kaiba is a full-time worker. I'm working for one of the most famous company rooted in South Korea. So until Wednesday, it's a holiday season. And though almost all of my department members use their paid day off for Thursday and Friday, I didn't. There are many reasons for that. Okay. So it is holiday season. So it is Monday. I know it is Tuesday morning in South Korea, while I should actually be working at this time, but it is holiday, which is good. It is Lunar New Year holiday in South Korea. So we can have this Monday night live for those of you guys are in the United States Eastern time. It is 9:09 p.m., right? Mhm. So let's just begin with this photo on the screen because let me check. Okay, let me check by here. Oh, we have more than 63 people right now. So I think we are about to start. Yeah, Happy New Year. It's a Lunar New Year. Let's start because uh I know that this subject is disturbing, but I felt like this subject, this Epstein file, is kind of fading away from us. It is fading away. Didn't you feel that the at first people had some attention, but it feels like it is fading away. So I felt like not now, then maybe never again. We should do this now. So let's do this now. So picture, the title of the photo that I'm showing you, the title is the Massacre of the Innocent. Massacre of the Innocents, the title of this picture that I'm showing you, and the email that I'm showing you now here. It might hide the chat for a while, but let's read this. Sent from Sarah K to Richard Barnett. They're saying like, "Hi Rich, Jeffrey is asking if you can FedEx the painting he had made of the Massacre of the Innocents to the ranch." And the ranch here referring to because Epstein was known for having many ranches. So he has some people working for the ranch. He has some people as a butcher. We are not sure if it was only used for the butchering and ranches only for the animals. And it is going complicated because those people didn't even consider the other actual human being as actual human being because there are many emails that refer to other human being other than them as animals. Like they refer to humans as shrimps, pigs. So there were some of the email that said that some of the shrimps, we can just get rid of the shrimp's head and just take the body of the shrimp. And the reply was like, "Oh, I hate black shrimps." Let's finish this email. Is the large 9 by 9 canvas that we had rolled out for him to see in the entryway. Do you ever want to see this? this kind of pictures in the entryway of your property? Is this photo, knowing, being aware of the title of this photo? The title, I think the title is even worse. The Massacre of the Innocent. Do you think it's the first thing you want to see when you enter the ranch? When you enter your property, when you enter your house? Rolled out to see in the entryway where they are killing babies. Oops. So there were so many documents released, 3 million among 6 million they actually have. They tried to use some code name, but sometimes they made mistakes. So when those people made mistakes, sometimes they're very, I think this person, this Sarah K, felt quite, I think it's gonna be right because I'm just talking about this painting, Massacre of the Innocents, the painting where they are killing babies. Wow, they just typed it out. It is so sick. How can you just type it out? For me, maybe typing those words out even would make me. He wants to use it on the ranch, is hoping you could FedEx it to arrive by Wednesday. Thanks, Sarah. So this is the Massacre of the Innocents. Let's see this picture. This is the picture that Jeffrey Epstein ordered to put in his property. You can see the babies here. Killing the babies. Sarah K mentioned it blunt, like just literally, evidently. The baby is holding, the man holding here, the Roman soldier. Massacre of the Innocent, the baby here and there. In the floor. Some of the babies are already dead. Yeah, no way, not in front. This little thing shows the person's mentality. So I'm going to use some coded words throughout today's live because I was being too straightforward in last live. But this live stream, I didn't put the viewer's discretion advised, so I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to be quite use some going around way words. So you can write in the comment, that is okay, but me saying it out, I will try to go far a little bit different ways to say what I want to say. So the pizza refers to dried joking. I'm not saying that I'm joking here. Dried joking version of the little minus. There are plus and minus in this world. Plus can be referred to one group of human being, and minus is one group of human being when we divide them into two different genders, right? Plus, little plus, the little one who has not grown up. Little minus, little plus. Those were the victims of this incident. Pizza refers to the dried joking of the little minus. And the red pizza refers to the freezed version of the little minus. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. When Kaiva is using some coded words, you can write it in the comment so other people who are not sure can also get the meaning. And let's add this one. You might say like, "Oh, I saw this like so many times over and over again." But one thing you should be sure is that there are not that many people than you imagine who are actually aware of all this that you are already aware of. We should keep on telling this because just even one person being able to realize this, realizing the truth, would help so much to this world. So we are doing it again. But don't feel like it's again. It's a new start for somebody. So, yeah. I'm taking care of myself. So many people are supporting me through joining the members because this live will be turned into members only mode. It is to protect KAHEVA's truth and KAHEVA's future journey. So that method is used. By the way, we have one members joined newly because I said there will be member shout out. I should do it. One member joining. The member's name is Wakenmu. 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 Welcome to the members. This email, let's read this. Francis, it is sent to Jeffrey Epstein, and the sender's name is redacted. And what you guys should really remember is that you should always be questioning to yourself when the sender's name is redacted if it's all about normal stuffs happening in your life. If it was just about pizza, if it was just about the literal food mentioned in this email, why do you think the sender's name was all redacted? Oh, oh, okay. And about the members and the supers, we will read the joining members and the super chats at the end of the video. We will review that. From today, we will try that mode. So welcome in advance. Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. And I understand for some of you guys, maybe you might have read this email for more than 10 times, which I did. But some of the people, there are more than 74 people in this live chat. For some of the people, it might be their first time to even take a look in this email. And somebody will even think like, why is some parts blacked out? Why is it redacted? For somebody, it's very new. So please understand, Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. I will read this as joking, okay? Joking. Joking class, anyone? He will also bring you a taste of his new joking recipe from the restaurant and sends a warm hello. He's working at the restaurant. I find this is really sick. How can you name the restaurant Cannibal? Wait for it, beef joking and steak. He has time at 3 p.m. tomorrow if this is okay with you. And actually, the restaurant name mentioned here. The first thing, do you ever mention jerky, joking, or pizza, typing in your email with your friends for more than 300 times? So I will show you the photo of the restaurant named Cannibal, which is already closed. They are no longer operating. The Cannibal. This was the restaurant which was located. So this restaurant actually existed, but it is no longer there. Cannibal. They have more than 598 views. The restaurant actually existed, the Cannibal. So they are talking about the chef, the cook who worked for this Cannibal restaurant. So they're saying like, oh, the restaurant, the cook that I know working at the Cannibal, he will cook the joking for us. He will come to us, they're saying. And we always should do the fact check. So I'm just saying out so you can just forget about this. I checked the menu of the Cannibal because they still have the photos of the menu of that restaurant Cannibal. They don't have joking of in their menu. They only have salami, sausage, but there is no joking in that menu plate. It is not their main menu they're pursuing. But they're still asking the chef working at that Cannibal restaurant to teach them about the joking recipe. Get rid of this and show you this because I'm going to show you this email one by one to let you guys really feel like why. You should be really thinking it's weird because we should basically work by our common sense, guys. Are by common sense. And mentioning common sense, I should come up with this one first. Mentioning common sense, let's talk about this one first. Common sense. So this is a photo of a truck that will deliver you some kind of dangerous chemical materials. Let's make this email smaller for a while. This is a truck for delivering some chemicals. And we have this document. It was one of the officially released DOJ documents. So maybe I'm going to make myself. We will first try to make. It is first time to make Kaiba smaller. Let's try it. Ooh, Kaiba smaller. Go here. Kaiba's going small. Here, maybe. So that we can look at the document. Let's read this. LSJE LLC Wire Transfer Request Form. $4,300 amount of, let's read that, amount of, oh, Cannibal was in LA, okay. They ordered times 6 55-gallon drums sulfuric acid. So which means total is more than 300 gallons of sulfuric acid and insurance charge for transfer, blah, blah, blah. So this is the official proof of document that more than, because it is 55 times 6, more than 300 gallons of sulfuric acid, I'm showing you, they will need this kind of truck to deliver 300 gallons of sulfuric acid to deliver those sulfuric acid to their island. And I mentioned, I'm showing you this in advance to let you guys know about the subject. Common sense, guys. Let's have our common sense. Common sense. It is so difficult for some people to have their full common sense when it comes to certain subjects. They become somewhat people losing their common sense totally. Why the why on earth would you deliver more than 300 gallons of sulfuric acid? We should use our common sense. Mm, let's make Kaiba bigger again. Common sense, guys. Wire transfer because documents. I'm just showing you for some people who. Okay, I was removed. So and the hot dog, there were many hot dogs mentioned in the emails, and it meant the little minus version of the meeting. I can't really say the exact word like I did in the previous version, so please help yourself to understand it. And let's go a little bit deeper from now on. The people who consumed, yeah, this is okay, who consumes drug when they're young, they feel like they're okay. Maybe some the people might even feel like, oh, why wouldn't others also take drugs like I do? It really helps me keep focus, blah, blah, blah. But once they get older, their aging will go super fast. They will age much more faster than the people who didn't take drugs when they were young. I'm referring to drugs like really sick, serious drugs. And their cognitive like ability will also drop when they get older. So it is not good in the long run. So some people move on to consuming the actual food they can chew and swallow because they find that those drugs, those such well-known drugs like the drugs start with C or and it maybe usually C. If those drugs no longer work for them, they will now move on to having the dog killed in pain and they consume the dog. I'm going to be straightforward when I talk about the dog meeting because it is one of the way that Kaiba is going to say the content that she has to deliver. So for Eastern people, people in Asia, especially in South Korea, I am South Korean. I'm saying it. I know South Korea is notorious for being dog consuming nation for so long time. And I even made a video about that. I will show you this one. This video I made when President Yoon became the president 3 years ago. Dog President, Korea Real Story. It was, oh yeah, it was published 3 years ago. 3 years ago, this was published because this was the very period when President Yoon kind of prohibited dog restaurants. He made those restaurants illegal. Just in 2023 or 2022, it became illegal. So you might be surprised because, yeah, how can South Koreans be that slow when they have had to be prohibiting? But it is now prohibited by law. So you can watch this video. Yeah, the guy in the right, he's a very well-known guy for very famous dog trainer. Like he helps the people who are having a hard time with their dogs. Like let's say your puppy is not listening to you, your puppy is not eating. People will bring their dog to this guy on the right, and he will help you train. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So all these things, but this president, the man in the left in this thumbnail, he's no longer a president. He wasn't able to finish his term, but he did some certain things. He prohibited dog eating. So it is only now, it is illegal. Wow, it took so long. So, ah, we should read this first. We hadn't read this yet. Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. The title of this, we should read the title. Subject, the title of this is Jerky. Oh, joking. Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. Make joking. Joking class, anyone? Have you ever heard about, it's me saying, have you ever heard about taking joking class? He will also bring you a taste of his new joking recipe from the restaurant and sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called Cannibal Cooks. Wait, remove this email. Another one. Oh, we have another one. We will read one more. Subject is joking. Just wanted to touch the base about joking. Jeffrey Epstein said he was going to start eating regular food because joking in real life, it's a regular food. You can get it from Walmart, you can get it from any other supermarket, gas station, anywhere you can get your joking. But for them, joking is not regular food because what they're referring to in the joking in this email is not the literal thing what we usually think of. He's going to eat regular food again, so he might be eating less joking. That said, he has 3 bags of jokings in the downstairs freezer. Why on earth would you have to put the joking on in the freezer? I believe it should be enough to get him through. Any other questions? Please let me know. They are acting like, I mean, I'm even pissed off when they say like thank you at the end of this email. It makes me feel even more not good. Because what you guys should know is that many of the people involved in this incident are quite educated, have a very high level in their social status, and and that's one of the reasons why people have hard time trying to admit that this actually happened by those intellectual, highly ranked people. And Kaiva can arrange these things just in one word because they're just smart animals. Smart, but just an animal. And there are many people than we imagine who are just smart, but they're just animals. So they can seem like caring about their health because in many emails, Jeffrey Epstein is so caring about his own health, like working out regularly, taking many kinds of vitamins, not vitamins though, not vitamins, but taking a lot of healthy food, Of course, and you might seem like, oh, maybe he was just a regular, normal person. No, he was just a smart animal. So I think I should also say this. So there are people who kind of like try to. There are certain things that we should be careful. That, to make a long story short, don't buy those people immediately just because they said that I love babies or I love dogs. Some people are so smart enough that they know that you will win anybody's favor by saying that I'm a baby lover, I'm a dog lover. Because in South Korea, it happened in real life. Oh, I will have to show this photo right away. I will show you this one. So there are people, this is the actual case of the people who claim to be a dog lover, but who actually was just another smart animal. I'm going to show this one. Yeah, this just came up to me while I'm on live. I just searched this image. I got this here. So I don't want to go off topic, but this was a very notorious serial killer in South Korea. His name was Kang Ho-sun. He's in the jail. He got not life sentence. I think he was sentenced to death, but he's still in prison. He took a photo of him together with his dog. But so he kind of used this photo to win somebody's favor, but later it was figured out that he killed this dog by beating it to death right after taking this photo. So beware of that not everybody who claims to be a dog lover are good people. Let's move on to the another one here. Yeah, here. We will read this email, and yeah, it's sad. I'm guessing it's out. It's in the freezer. It's probably raw. Yeah, it's raw version of the little minus and the little plus. So there are quite many emails where Epstein mentions about visiting South Korea. As a South Korean, I'm not feeling happy about that because just landing in Korea, I didn't finish the roasted poodle last time. Maybe I should try a different type of dog. And I know that the people in the West kind of try to decode this into maybe the dog refers to some little minus or little plus, the alive version, human alive version of the little minus and plus. Maybe the poodle here is not the poodle, but Kaiba says it's literally the dog. Yeah, it's literally the dog. So let me say this. So if you are turning quite suspicious about what Kaiva is going to say, please ask other Koreans, and especially it's even better if they are old. Please ask other Koreans whether it is true. You can do the fact check to other elderly Koreans around you if you have, or you can even, any means you can check it out. So in the East, when the people lack their energy, when they get old, they try to kill the dog very in a terrible way, and then they consume the dog. And I wrote it as dog meeting because I remember somebody asked, like, what is dog meeting? Kaiva couldn't write dog meat. And in the West, it is referred to as pizza and hot dog, which is even worse. I don't want to compare this, but one is about dog and one is about the little minus and little plus. And this culture, both in one in the East, one in the West, they are increasing the demon side of the human. And this is the evidence how human can go that demonized version. So viewers' discretion from now on live, I'm going to describe something very unsettling. When you are going to slaughter a dog before consuming it, you must hang it and give pain. They will not immediately kill it because like when you but the butchers try to remain humane at least by killing them at once, just clean cut, because it will help the animal from feeling the pain. But for the dog eaters on earth, they always hang the dog. So when it was long time ago in Korea, there's a village, the elderly people who are dog eaters, because not all aged Korean men or women are dog eaters. There were some people who despise their villagers who eat the dog. But there were also some who of course ate it. So I'm saying not all of them. And also, I should say now, KAHEVA's ancestor didn't eat dog. And I'm so sad that not many of Koreans didn't eat the dog. So KAHEVA is one of the few whose ancestor weren't dog eaters. So my father always said to me, like, never eat the dog, because it was the saying my father heard from his ancestors that it is a cursed food. I will tell you later on that the dog meat indeed has some effect in your body that you might feel like you are vitalized, you might feel like you're energized, because it is called the sexuality enhancement food. It is kind of like a Viagra. Excuse me. Like a natural version you can consume, it is even better. So people consume it for their own good. But when you get old, you will die in pain. Those people, I will not say you, those people die in pain. When they're young, they consume the dog. They feel like they're okay. They feel energized, sexually enhanced. But when they get old, when they're about to die, they wouldn't be able to die at once. They will feel the pain much longer than the other people who hadn't consumed the dog when they were young. And in the Bible, it is said, in the Bible, it is broadly mentioned that don't eat the dog. No, don't eat the animals. In the Bible, it is mentioned as animals in general. Of course, in general, don't consume the animals which was hanged and which was in pain before it died. It is written in the Bible because there is zombie energy, that devil's energy in those meat. And I'm showing you this email because this email, I'm telling you, is literally talking about the dog meat. And they knew that South Korea is such a good place to have it because it was legal at that time. So I will explain you what kind of pain these people go through. Their skin will rot, and even the shit and piss comes out of their body. They will not easily die, which is even more painful. So I'll go to more like I'll show you one more email, and let's time to time we'll read one. I have tons of emails. This time let's read this one. So many documents. I should read one by one. Beef joking. Yeah, somebody's saying that they saw it. The rest of the comment is not coming up. Yes. Yeah, please ask other South Koreans. It's even better if that South Korean is a male person who is older than maybe 58. It is so detailed, right? Maybe over 55, way older than that. They are the generation who actually have evidence witnessed the scene, dog being killed in the manner that Kaiba has just described. They are the witnesses. They saw it and they can tell you. Hi, there is one bag of beef joking in the fridge. Why would you put the joking in the fridge? The point of the joking is about you being able to put it on the shelf, not in the freeze. At 71st, please get it. And also, SI has more joking at her place. Please get the joking from her as well and bring the joking all with you. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag. W- Why do you have to put the joking in the cold, insulated bag? Hmm? Yeah. And please read the comments also when Kaiva speaks, because there are many people explaining in on behalf of Kaiva. I'll read one of this. They used to throw the dogs in the fire. That's correct. And yeah, and they burnt the dog alive because they had to make the dogs feeling pain, and so that that moment the adrenaline and other types of hormones will come out from the dog's body to relieve their pain, and they think that they can have the best type of pleasure and the effect that they desire to have when they consume that meat. So that's the reason why they are killing it in such a cruel manner. So in Korea, let's dive into history. During the Korea period, they ate the highest amount of dog meat, and it was kind of a thing. Many people thought it was okay, it was casual, it was so popular. Yeah, it was popular. And at this period is where it is all historical thing. They're all record because Korea is a country of record. People are crazy about writing down all of the things. Let me say, like, there was a Korean king, like Joseon Dynasty, and there was always a person who would write anything following him anywhere. And one day the king would say, like, can you just stop writing everything what I do? Like, you literally write everything. Like at like 7 p.m., the king went to the toilet. You write everything. Can you just stop about it? And you know what happened? That history man wrote that one. At 8 something p.m., the king asked me to not write about him. And one day the king fell off the horse while he was having some training. He asked the historian, "Will you please not write about this? I'm so embarrassed. I don't want my descendants to recognize me as a king who was not good at horse riding." You know what happened? The historian wrote it down. The king just fell off the horse and asked me to not write about it. So it is all written in this history also about this. The culture about funeral, which is written in the history. The name was 고려장. You can type it 고려장. Maybe the spelling is, for some of you guys who are nerds that you want to search it, Goryeo. It is 고려, and 장. It is Jang, or try Zhang also if it doesn't come up. So it is 고려장 means a funeral culture which was held during the time of Goryeo dynasty. So this, and there's a reason to that. The 고려장 is where you do the funeral while the parent or grandparent is still alive. So it is not even a funeral, but it was called a Goryeo funeral, 고려장. And there was a reason to that. Because I told you in advance that there were so many people who consumed dog meat during this Goryeo dynasty. Goryeo dynasty. So many of the old parents, so they ate too much dog joking, and so it is also can be said as pizza or hot dog. You can understand that, right? They ate too much that those parents' skin would rot down and the piss and shit would come out of their body. So the parents couldn't even walk. Many kinds of terrible things happening, like a chemical disaster in their body. So their body is actually already a corpse, which has already started decaying, but their mentality is still there. They can't die. The expression should be used here, like they can't die, they couldn't die. So the children at this moment would bring their parents who can't die, put them deep in the mountain. So this is the way of the so-called funeral, which is called 고려장. They would bring their parents, put them in the deep mountain, just put them there and come back to their home without bringing their parents back home. Then it, the parents would become tigers' food because there were many tigers, wild tigers at the time. So if you want to be very curious, or if you want to be quite casually fact check up, if you want to check the fact quite casually, you can ask about the 고려장 to Koreans because they would, I can say this 100%, they will agree on this because not many of the people know the reason why there was 고려장. If they don't admit that there was such thing as 고려장, they are not Koreans, or maybe they're not Koreans. 100% they will admit if they're Korean, there was such thing as 고려장 during the funeral when the parents are still alive. So at the end of the Goryeo dynasty, the Joseon dynasty, which was just before the beginning of Republic of Korea, Joseon dynasty, which lasted for more than 500 years, it banned dog meat. Especially, they banned dog meat for the nobles, for the nobilties. I know the people of noble heritage. However, it is, it is easy to regulate the higher ups because everybody will kind of accuse other higher ups to like kind of get rid of their competitors. So it was easy. I mean, like they will tell their king, like, that higher up had the dog meeting last night. He should be kind of punished. So it worked quite well. But for the poor people, the people in poverty would eat the dog meeting in hiding because it is really difficult to find them out. They are literally living deep in the mountain. So that's the reason why until today, Korea is so notoriously known for dog eating country. And I know that Koreans love dogs. Koreans, I don't even want to say this, but until today, Korea is known for dog eating because of all these historical facts that actually took place. And I told you in several times, but I'll repeat that because there are newcomers here. KAHEVA gives her some dream, and he shows KAHEVA certain things that usually can't be seen. And I can tell Jeffrey Epstein was a pizza dealer. He was a pizza seller. And because of him, there are many people who eat pizza and hot dog, especially in Washington and New York. I saw some of you guys who said you're watching from New York. But yeah, there are many people who are having pizza and hot dog. Of course, I'm not talking about the literal pizza and hot dog, so don't be afraid. But because of the Pizzagate, and when I mention Pizzagate, many people say Pizzagate is not real. But I can say those are the people who said Pizzagate is a fraud, who said Pizzagate was conspiracy theories. And those people, men, the photos there, are the people who came out to be a PDF later on. They insisted that there is no such thing as Pizzagate. They kind of tried to debunk the Pizzagate. But later on, it was discovered those people were PDF. Remove those photos. I don't want to look at this. There is checking in. Checking in. Have we read this? Good day to you both. Just checking in to see if the joking situation. Why would you sound so kind of secret when you mention if this was really about joking? If the joking situation has been sorted out. Sue, last we spoke to you planning to have Rich FedEx it to Paris. Why would you FedEx the joking to Paris? Don't they have a joking in Paris? Just so we are all in the same page, why are you sounding so suspicious? Just speak it out. The joking is shelf stable. Did you know that joking is always shelf stable and can travel without refrigeration? Refrigeration of the joking? Are you sure? Also wanted to see if there was any word on my next day to cook for Jeffrey Epstein and where that might be. I know this thing changed, so just checking on any tentative plans. Why are you sounding so secret when you are just talking about joking? Any tentative plans about having joking? Last I heard it may be eligible towards the end of the month, I think. Thank you, Francis. Don't sound like human being. I don't want you to pretend to sound like human. You're just, those people are just smart animals. Smart animals. But because of the pizza gate, the pizza delivery became very, very difficult. So many of the famous politicians in the US or the many of the pop stars, famous stars, kind of suddenly aged quickly. Like within a month, it seemed like they aged a decade. Why? 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 Because it's because of the Pizzagate. The Pizzagate was revealed, so it became difficult for them to get the pizza delivered. So they aged quickly because there suddenly appeared many eyes. I mean, many surveillance of the media. People tried to, oh, is it? We should take a look on those people who said we should be suspicious about. So they had hard time getting their pizza delivered. So they suddenly aged. In other words, they couldn't have their pizza. Yeah. So it was quite a quick. Mm, yeah. Maybe this one too. I told you this over and over again, but I'm going to repeat it over and over again. They said like Bill Gates was invited to the island, blah, blah, blah. But there's three things that I'm going to repeat. First, I said whether President Trump was mentioned more than you say 38,000 times, he was the first one to call the police about Jeffrey Epstein, what was happening in that island. President Trump called the police. You can't change that fact. And number two, Bill Gates didn't go that far to participate in this joking, consuming thing. And third, Elon Musk has no relations with Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm repeating this because some people try to really want to say that the three things Kaiba mentioned is the opposite because they want to blend in the fake and truth to make people blinded. But we shouldn't be the slaves of knowledge. We should see what others can't see. Yeah, this is like vampires not getting blood, so they suddenly get aged. Here, called insulated, new recipe, freezer recipe, regular food. I show. Oh, hmm. And there's another one. I think this is more showing you like 2 pounds. Is that pound? Because Korea uses kilo or grams. I think that's 2 lb of jerky. Recipe 2 lb of jerky. Organic tamari sauce. Why would you put tamari sauce in the joking? 3 tablespoons sweet soy sauce. It is already cooked. Keka mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons ginger, 2 tablespoons lemongrass, fresh cut. Do you think it's a real recipe of the joking? Okay, so this was it. I will read the supers now. Can we do it here? Yeah, I said I will do it. Up, here. Can you see it here? Yeah. Thank you. I will read the Corey B. Corey. We'll call you Corey. Thank you, Corey, for joining the members. Welcome. Thank you for supporting the truth. I told you that these kind of sensitive lives will turn into members only mode after this live because of the reason that I just mentioned. Yeah, so let's welcome Corey. Welcome. Because our at the end of the live now I can have the time to welcome you guys because you know that I can't really abruptly. Yeah, thank you for joining, Corey. And yeah, I mentioned the another new member, Whack and Moo. Whack and Moo, we also welcome you. You joined 2 days ago. And let's I'll briefly talk about what's going on in KAHEVA. KAHEVA is a full-time worker in one of the most famous company in Korea. And you might wonder, like, why are you not at your job? I believe it is like about 12 p.m. in South Korea. You're right. It is 12 p.m. in South Korea. It is Tuesday, February 17th. And it is holiday season in Korea. It is Lunar New Year. So it is holiday. So we are having a live. And, you know, it's a holiday season, but I felt like the Jeffrey Epstein subject is kind of dwindling. People are trying to withdraw their attention from this case, these files, these sick things, which is so sad. So it was done today, and I will read some of the comments. I think I was so immersed in what I gotta say, so I didn't really. I will re-watch the video to read you guys' comments, so don't worry. But yeah, oof. So that's pretty much how I make my joking. Pizzagate may be real. It is not maybe real. It is actually real. So thank you guys as all for your support. By please share this video after this live. Please click the thumbs up button for the truth to be known to more people, as much more people as possible, because Kaiba doesn't always ask you to click the subscribe or thumbs up button, right? Have you? Maybe not because I didn't. Yeah. So I'm about to go. You might feel like, what? But I'm about to go. Let's read the comments a little bit. Maybe, yeah, because last time I left so suddenly. So I'm going to make sure, like, this time I will leave at 12:05. Okay, 12:05. Because I know that last time I said, like, okay, I'm going. And suddenly, like, I turned off without. So I thought that should be correct, fixed, kind of modified. 12:05. Yeah. About President Yoon, you can check out Kaiba's video. Yeah, after this video, if you want to have more deep touch about what Kaiba mentioned, there are many more others, but you can watch this one after this video. Dog President, Korea Real Story. I mentioned this 3 years ago. Kaiba, do you have any... has sent a strong delusion. Mm. I will read the comments which came ahead of this. Many things came ahead. Just sad. Life looks different when you see the real world. Yeah, because the reality is always worse than the novel or the movies. The reality is, yeah, 21 lbs is a lot. It's never the amount of the joking they are actually referring to. Yeah, it is just sad. But I think we are not sad enough. We are not angry enough. We should be angry enough. We should be more digging into it more enough. Yeah. Watch the truth about. Yeah, very interesting. More to talk about the Koreans in the list. What were they doing? So keep on coming with those topics. I will try to take a look on it if it has to be mentioned in Kaiba's video. I remember all those celebrities who suddenly looked aged during the latter half of the first term administration. You are very correct. You are very correct. Rubies, you are very correct. Ruby's 200. You are the one who gave the. I didn't read this last time. Okay. I just remembered Ruby's last time. I remember all the celebrities who suddenly looked aged, and you can look for yourself the celebrities. You can just Google like celebrities suddenly aged. Maybe that way you can see like they suddenly aged during the Trump administration because Trump tried to ban those pizza deliveries or joking making recipes to ban those things from happening. So I can't actually. I can say the name, but mm, yeah, please search for yourself. Yeah, and like working like full time, like 5 days a week, you kind of be more trying to be more moving on during your holiday season when you're actually working 5 days. I sounded not really being understood, but yeah, it's a precious season right now for Kaiba to do this. So some of you guys mentioned that Kaiba is having a hard time looking at these bad things during her holiday. But thank you for your consideration about me. But yeah, we are doing. And I always try to make a prayer before starting this live because there are many disruptions, many interruptions, direct or indirect, coming towards Kaiva to do these things. And I know that. So I always try to make a prayer, especially when I do the live shooting. Yeah. Korean church leaders in the list were trafficking Korean orphans. Oh, so you are quite dived quite deeply into this subject than others, which is good. Yeah, it is fact that quite several times, quite many times, Korean orphanages was mentioned in Jeffrey Epstein's files. 79 in the chat and 79 likes. You should have more likes. I should check. You should press the like button. 75 in the chat, but 79 like doesn't make sense. There should be more than 79. I know that. I will check how many likes. How many likes? More than 80 watching? Oh, yeah, there should be more likes. Oh, it just increased 81 now. Thank you. Pray for Kaiva to tell the truth. Thank you. Marina, my encouragement to be like the disciples, everything and serve the Lord by spreading the good news, and Yah will provide your needs. Yeah. You should definitely talk some time off from doom scrolling. Scrolling. Yeah. Thank you for your worrying about me. I made it 80 likes. Good job. I will check at the end of the video how many likes because I am now 58 now. I led the world at 28 to be disciple. Yeah, so you guys, it's 12:05. I'm leaving. And thank you for joining this live. Please share it. And after this, it will, I will see. We'll see. But yeah, so yeah. So it was good time talking with you guys. It is holiday season in Korea, so Kaiva was able to have a Monday night live stream for you guys who are in the United States and who is me being in South Korea. Tuesday morning I can do the live because it is holiday season. It is Lunar New Year in South Korea. So it was such a great opportunity for us to talk about this, and I believe I try to make it in a coded way, but I believe many people try to help you out, understand it throughout this live stream, which I am very grateful for that there are still many people who are aware of the truth. So I told you I didn't want to go suddenly away. So I'm saying you the greetings. Yeah, enjoy your moon festival. Thank you. Yeah, take care. Take care from Skips. Corporate I can't help but I should just, your nickname is corporate robot slave. And I can totally relate with you because I know what exactly it's like. I'm a full time worker, Monday to Friday, in the same office day by day, which now I should be in the company. Maybe I'll be having lunch from 12:00 p.m. So I should be going to the company restaurant. Yeah, corporate. Yeah. Not so depressing like that you're telling Korean history. Yeah. So for this video, I didn't really put the viewer's description in advance because I was trying to make this video to be watched by more people in a more better way for some types of people. In the last video, we were being harsh, we were going tough, but this time was a little bit different. Yeah, so thank you for all your support. Yeah, maybe Kaiva can talk about her corporate life next time more. Yeah, yeah, I will try to tell you about Kaiva's work life next time. In I will might try to because there are many fun things going on, which is not fun actually. Yeah. So thank you for joining. You can talk about this. We can talk about this later on also. So thank you. God bless you. Yeah. There are many topics you brought it up this live chat. I will try to take a look on this. So see you in the next video and God bless you and have a good day. Yeah, I need to make it a little bit lighter because in the last video, I felt that you guys were so depressed. Like, gosh, that things are happening. Like, I know that I made a lot of you guys get stressed so much. So this time, I'm gonna make it a lighter mood to let you guys leave. I hope you guys feel better. We are doing better things. Thank you. Let's make it real. Thank you. Have a good day.